This is just a small example of how autoNMS works on a basic level. So basically, we have a text file right here, which is going to have information about each particular node that AutoMS is going to discover. So we have information about IP addresses, usernames, and passwords for each different device. We can ask our program to particularly run the AutoNMS program, and it will go through the particular devices, all the different devices on the text list, and it will get information from them that is not available any other way. Um, and so basically, right now, it is extracting certain information and displaying it on the screen to kind of give you an idea of the information that AutoMS is gathering. We can see that certain layer 2 to layer 3 information, like references between IP addressing and MAC addresses are being entered into a storage location, which we're going to use to populate what's next in this process. So this is just one of the small items that's captured. You can see that the process is now finished for that list of devices that I just showed you. We'll go over to our web host now, which is running the AutoMS web program. It will be able to take that particular database, and it will be able to draw out information that it sees. Um, because of the fact that not all devices are on network links that connect to one another. Sometimes the actual nodes do not appear to be connected to each other, but in other cases, that they can be linked to each other automatically and moved. In this case, you can see that four different unique vendors are identified. So we have a firewall appliance, a switching appliance, a routing appliance, a security appliance. If you right click on any one of these particular vendors, it will bring up a menu which is relevant to the features of that particular device. So you can pull up the routing table. We can look at the software version of the device, the uptime of the device, how many LTE neighbors it has. You can SSH directly from here, or you can actually select details. And if you select details, it'll create this six panel window on the bottom of your screen with everything from node health, where it evaluates how long the device has been up, how old the code is. It'll interface, it'll do the throughput of the particular node. So all different interfaces, their RX and their TX values, it'll show all that information. It'll do compliance scores where it shows a visual chart of how your device is more geared towards HIPAA compliance than it is towards any other type of compliance, but it is also relevant towards certain other types of compliance. Like in this case, it's relevant towards PCI DSS, but it's more relevant towards HIPAA. And then it does services summary. So there'll be particular different services like an SSH server or a web server or some other type of service that's being run in the device. It will discover automatically. It'll report the interface health of every single particular different interface, accounting for how often the interface is dropped or how often the interface has errors or cable issues. That'll all be present inside here. So you have different colors and different tones for interfaces that aren't doing so well in the security snapshots. So in this case, only one feature was identified as a security risk. It says this device is using plain text passwords, which is it's a particularly weak method to protect the device. And then you can go into the interface categories where it will output a list of all the different nodes that were discovered by AutoMS. It will also tell you, hey, who makes these nodes, what its host name is, and then you can expand the particular fields, and it will show you all the different interfaces on that particular node, as well as information of who a directly connected peer is. Is a peer that is connected onto this interface, so you can actually see who you're connected to and which interface you're connected to and which subnet that is, and it will give you overall health indications and RX and TX status. In this case, you can see the network was not very busy at the time of the capture because it's brand new. And then we'll just go to management, which is the last module that's included with the base package of autoNMS. And there's obviously you can see that other there are other really useful sections of this program that have been completely designed and are ready to go. We have these cards. You can see that there is some information that has been removed from here because these are features that cannot be included with just the base release of AutoMS. In this case, what you're looking at is you're looking at the management features specifically of the nodes that are discovered by AutoNMS, and it's giving you information about, hey, what the node is, what the IP address is, what model number it is, what software it's running, how long it's been turned on, what the temperature is, what kind of alarms are on the device. You can SSH directly to the node from here. It'll tell you about how many different LLDB neighbors it has. And then the most critical part is that it has a configuration retrieval system. So you can actually use this button to pull up another window, and it will show you the configuration of that particular node so that you can actually reproduce it and put it directly on the device. And you can see that this is selectable text. It's not an image or a picture or anything like that. We'll go to um, you can see that we have for a device, we'll pull up this Cisco one. So the configuration of this particular Cisco node, you can see that it's got all the different users listed. In this case, it says local users. So it'll go through the actual configuration. It'll find, you can look at the configuration here. It says username Cisco. So it's able to parse out that we have a local user named Cisco on this device and give it to you in a web interface that is something that has never been available before. And it is something that can be made more complicated and more features added to it is what I'm trying to say. And that's something that comes with the higher level packages of AutoNMS, and there are other features as well. I'll just talk about the different modules. So the routing module that you see over here on the left is a module that basically allows you to visually inspect your network in the third dimension of how protocols move information through your networks and how different protocols have different reach within your network. So that is that tab. The security tab is a device that is related to the specific settings of your device that are secure or unsecure or do not match best practices by the industry, etc. That is all, once again, determined dynamically and automatically. And so it's very, very quick. The system settings page, which is basically talking about different features that relate to specific categories like performance or security or networking that and the different settings on each device that contribute towards those categories. So a performance line, for example, if there's a certain feature turned on a certain device that increases the overall performance, that'll show up on the system settings page. The logs feature, which is an external module, is a powerful aggregation tool to look at all the discovered devices of AutoNMS. And once again, it works with all different vendors. And basically, it can search for one term or one pattern across all those devices at the same time. And there are other tools out there that do the same thing. This is just an iteration of that. And the configuration converter, which is a professional level tool, it's an add-on as well to AutoNMS that you can add to allow you to convert between like systems between different vendors. So what I mean by that is like you can convert between a switch that is made by Cisco, for example, and a switch that is made by Juniper, for example. You could do that. You can't convert between a firewall made by Cisco and a switch made by Juniper. That just doesn't make any sense. But the configuration converter is made to basically provide real world configuration conversion on the fly for you between huge vendor systems almost automatically. And also it has additional features to allow a minimal config. So just what you need to get by, or make it secure. So that's a secure option as well within the configuration conversion tool. And so that is autoNMS in a shell. In that case, thank you for watching. I appreciate it.